From Logan Paul slapping the taste out of CM Punk's mouth to a crazy triple threat match, all the way to an A+ main event for the women's tag team titles. So let's go ahead and break down the biggest moments of this week's Monday Night Raw. Real quick though, if you want to win this Chris Jericho fig, all you gotta do is subscribe. When we hit 500, we're gonna pick a random commenter and we're gonna give it away. So we started off with Logan Paul and CM Punk going face to face, and honestly, the heat that this generates for Logan Paul is off the charts. So at one point, Logan Paul said that CM Punk's return was one of the biggest returns in WWE history, but then he turns and then hits him with a little jab there, and he tells Punk that he cracked under pressure. Naturally, CM Punk took Logan Paul to mic school because he absolutely tore him down with deep cutting, hard hitting shots in his own promo. Punk basically said to Logan Paul what everybody wants to say to him. He's a loud-mouthed, clout-chasing child. After a few tense moments of them being nose-to-nose, Logan Paul did what any 8-year-old kid would do with their older brother. He slapped him and he ran away. Punk then told him, "It's okay, you could run now, but come this Saturday, you're locked in a cage with me." I gotta be honest, I never wanted to see Logan Paul versus CM Punk until now. I feel like Logan Paul could actually learn a lot from CM Punk as far as the character development. Let's face it, Logan Paul really doesn't have a character. He's basically himself. I feel like feuding with CM Punk could get his mic skills up, and it could get him to understand the psychology of wrestling better. So I definitely don't want to see this at WrestleMania, but maybe at SummerSlam and one of the pay-per-views leading into that? I have to give this segment an A. So right out of the gate, we had the triple threat between Ludwig Kaiser, Penta, and Pete Dunne. Now, I will say this. I think Ludwig has way more potential than Gunther as an over-the-top heel. And I think Pete Dunne is a phenomenal wrestler and really reminds me of Daniel Bryan almost in terms of the technical prowess. And Penta? Bro, every week his entrance gets better. And he's a phenomenal wrestler. The entire time the fans were into it, we were into it on stream, over on TikTok. And honestly, it was nice seeing Penta not win this match because everyone's luck runs out eventually. Luckily, though, he didn't take the pinfall. Ludwig was able to swoop in and pin Pete Dunne for the win, which, by the way, was very much needed. Give this match a solid B+. I would say this, though. Ludwig definitely needs his own original theme. Next up, we ended up seeing the LWO take on the New Day, and honestly, New Day stole the win. That wasn't enough, though, as Kofi decided to get some extracurricular activities in. Kofi and Xavier Woods ended up beating on LWO until Dragon Lee came out. I gotta be honest, this new heel edge to them, it's even different than their original heel run when they first came together. They were still comedic at that point. Now they're dead ass. They mean business. And honestly, it's just refreshing to see New Day in this light. Next up, we got Gunther versus Akira Tozawa. So, in a page out of JBL's book, Gunther said he was going to face a former champion or whatever it was. I forget the exact verbiage. But then, naturally, as this is going on, I'm literally saying, it's going to be Akira Tozawa.
I open the gate.
Tozawa? It's definitely going to be like Tozawa.
Akira Tozawa.
Sure enough, Akira Tozawa's music hits. I'm not going to lie. You knew Tozawa was not going to win, but it was fun seeing him stand toe-to-toe with Gunther for a little bit. It played up to the fact that the ring general can sometimes underestimate his opponents, which is normally what leads to him losing when he does lose. Foreshadowing for what's going to happen between him and Jey? Probably. Because we know Las Vegas is going to end the night yeeting. The finish of the match, though, was crazy. He was literally holding Akira Tozawa in a sleeping hold, and his feet were off the floor, and he was just limp. Yo, it was a crazy sight. Obviously, Jey Uso swooped in and was able to help Otis and Akira Tozawa. Otis got involved, and, Otis's back was turned. Gunther came in for the kill and, him in the headlock too, which I also said was going to happen. But then there was no physical altercation really between Jey and Gunther. Gunther was able to get out of the ring. And Otis gave his very aggressive yeet. Honestly, I give the segment a B-. Next, we had Lyra Valkyria versus Dakota Kai for the Women's Intercontinental title. This match had a funny-ass botch. Dakota Kai tripped over a camera wire, and Michael Cole immediately jumped on the cameraman for it. Lyra Valkyria ended up winning the match. And honestly, it's pissing me off that Dakota Kai is basically just getting buried here. It was kind of a competitive match, but you basically knew Lyra was not going to drop this belt. But interestingly enough, after the match, Ivy Nile ended up coming down, hitting Dakota Kai, who was backing down the entrance ramp, and then bum rushing the ring and attacking Lyra, who actually looked like she smashed her face into the turnbuckle. Which I'm not going to lie was a little funny. They are trying to build the Women's Intercontinental title a little differently than they are building the Women's US title. Obviously, Chelsea Green is like the cowardly heel. Lyra appears to be a fighting champion. So we'll see where this goes. I'm okay with it. I'll give it a B-. Next up, we had Braun Breaker defeating Dominic Mysterio by disqualification. I don't know. I felt like the booking on this one was a little weird. You can't have Braun eat the pinfall, but I don't understand why Braun couldn't just pin Dom and then Judgment Day come in and beat him up. And not even that, because Braun ended up standing tall 1 versus 3. The weirdest part about this is, why has Braun been getting in people's faces over the past couple weeks if there's no follow-up to it? Nothing from AJ Styles, nothing from Sheamus, nothing from Penta. I feel like WWE is trying to have way too many avenues to go to WrestleMania season, and it's a little too much. Hopefully we get a big, 5-6 man Intercontinental, maybe ladder match or something at WrestleMania. We'll see. I would give this a C+ just because it was a little confusing. It's like Braun to look strong. You want Judgment Day to look like they're imploding, but then they ended up jumping. I don't know. It was a little all over the place. After this, we saw Cody Rhodes address The Rock's offer. Cincinnati went nuts for Cody Rhodes, as every town does. But I'm not going to lie. We got to stop touting the lines about Dusty Rhodes and brothers and sisters. And at some point, Cody Rhodes just kind of be Cody Rhodes. But naturally, saving us from this promo, Seth Rollins came out. And I actually thought there was an interesting dynamic here since the two really haven't interacted since WrestleMania 40. Things got spicy real quick. Seth basically told him, like, yo, don't make the mistake of joining The Rock after I helped you last year take down the bloodline. To which Cody responded, you know me just as well as I know you. You stabbed your brothers in the back as well. I shouldn't say as well. Cody hasn't done anything yet. But he alluded to the fact that Seth Rollins has routinely done what was best for him and turned on people who had his back. After Cody named Seth Rollins the MVP of WrestleMania 40, the crowd started chanting MVP, which was a little funny. But Rollins did end the segment with a mic drop of sorts by telling Cody, like, look, at the end of the day, I'm coming for your title, and there's nothing you could do about it. I give this segment, honestly, an A. Cody and Seth just seem to have phenomenal chemistry. Now, finally, let's get to this main event. After teasing a bunch of Jade Cargill nonsense and pretty much showing us how we got here, we got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Naomi and Bianca. This was literally the match of the night, and it's probably the match of the past couple weeks. Big shout out to WWE for not bleeping out Liv yelling, get the fuck up. There were a lot of near falls, and there was a lot of chaos. Dom Mysterio came down. Bianca hit a 450 splash at one point. Not often that they give the woman the time they deserve. I'm not gonna lie, once I seen it was 10:19 when this match was starting, WWE has been going off air at 10:30 for Raw. So I'm like, oh great, we're gonna have a commercial break or two, and then maybe like 4 minutes of actual match time. I was wrong. They ended up getting off air 10:40, 10:42-ish. So they had a good amount of time to run a solid match. And again, like I stress this enough, for a Raw main event on a go-home show, this shit was fire. Like I said, a lot of near falls and a lot of good spots. At one point, Raquel throwing, who it was, if it was Naomi or Bianca, it was Bianca. She threw Bianca over the table and, you know, they hit her little finisher on the ropes. And then Naomi blocked it like once or twice. And it looked like Naomi and Bianca were going to win. Until Naomi went for that split leg moonsault. To which Raquel, literally from the floor, Raquel is big. She was able to grab Naomi's foot and stop her from hitting the moonsault. and then got up and slammed her head on the ring post cover. This was a very well done match. I can't wait to see who produced this match. If I absolutely had to guess, it was definitely Tyson Kidd who produced this match. He's generally one of the better producers in terms of women and utilizing them to the fullest of their talent. Regardless, it was a great match, but I definitely want to know who produced it. So if you know, let me know in the comments. So what I'm going to do now in these review videos is I'm going to leave every review with one glow, meaning something that was, you know, over the top, something I genuinely enjoyed, and one grow, something that needs a little work. It's educator in me, what can I say? So honestly, there were a couple really strong glows on this Raw, but I think the glow has to go to the women's tag team match. It was hands down the best match of the night. The grow of the night has to go to Braun Breaker. I think we have to book him a little better. It wasn't really bad. I'm not going to sit here and say it was bad. I will say it was a little weird. Like, I don't know. Why did that match need a disqualification? Where was AJ Styles in all this? There were just literally so many other routes we could have went for Braun Breakers tonight. And we didn't. I don't know. Just my take on it. Anyway, you tell me what you guys thought. What did you guys think of Raw? Did Logan Paul go too far slapping CM Punk? Should Cody accept The Rock's offer? Drop a comment below, smash the like button, and please forget to subscribe. We're trying to hit 500 so we can give away this Chris Jericho fig. Remember, and if you don't subscribe,
Stupid idiot.
Alright guys, we'll see you in the next one.